All right, happy Friday, y'all. How you doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Let me start off this and say this. If you have bought the TQQ Empire spreadsheet, oh, in the last couple of days, anybody that's got that spreadsheet, I have made a change. I know you're shocked that I've made a change to the program, but remember, we're learning on the go. And I made a change to it. So anybody that has bought it in the last few days, if you will email me and say, look, Bobby, I bought this and you've got an updated version, then I will email you the updated version. If you are in our Discord and you're a Muscadine Mafia member, it's already been released to you. And I have placed the new spreadsheet in there in the Muscadine Mafia room today. So what's all this change about, Bob? Well, let me show you. So I got to thinking, let's look at our TMF here specifically. Our TMF is down $590 right here, right? And you're like, crap, if I had not had the TMF, as much TMF, I would have done a lot better. So it got me to thinking, if the how can I say this? If the technical indicators for TQQQ worked well, what if we use the technical indicators on the TMF to see, hey, wait a minute, maybe there are times we shouldn't be as much in TMF. So I went to Claude, and of course, Claude gave me some results. And I basically looked at whether Claude was, whether TMF was above or below its monthly SMA, simple moving average, and whether it's 10 and 20 week, whether that was below or above. And I compiled all that data. And it was interesting. So let me tell you what Claude found, and then I verified Claude's background research on the spreadsheet because I don't trust Claude. I just don't trust it. And I know a lot of y'all think that I'm putting a lot of trust into the AI, but I'm really not. So let's see what it did. So here was our first campaign. The spreadsheet that y'all have and the plan that you had took $100,000 and it ended up at 102 million in 15 years. That was a 64% return, Sharpe ratio of 2.2, and a max drawdown of 27%. So with TMF signal optimization, watch what it did. It took a $100,000 portfolio to 127 million. And with a 67% annual return and Sharpe ratio of 2.34, which was ended up being 24%. So I said, wait a minute, let me make sure that our friend Claude is doing it. And what did I turn up with here? Let's see. I think I turned out with my data here. Let's see here. We turned out, we don't look at the bottom one, 127. Let's see, do I look at that none one? Yeah. So my back testing of Claude did a little bit of better based on the actual data that I did. It said 135 million, but what's 8 million among friends, right? So Claude understated what the thing was, but I was really impressed. I mean, can you imagine going from 103 million to 135 or 130 million? Seemed like a smart move to me. Seemed like a smart move to me. So that's what we did. So now we will actually be looking at not only so the plan changed too, right? Let me go to the plan and show you where the plan changed. So if you bought the plan in the last few days, you need to get the November 1st version, because basically I've added this in here. Everything's fine about if Qs are above the 10 and 20, but then you've got to split the portion based on your TMF signals. You've got to split the TMF. So if TMF is above the 10-month SMA and its 10-week is above its 20-week EMA, then we're going to use 100% TMF, just like we normally would. If those signals are mixed, we're going to use 75% TMF and 25% bill. If both TMF signals are down, we're going to use 30% TMF and 70% bill. So we're going to be more in cash. Now, I know you're sitting there going, oh my God, I'll never be able to come up with this. Yeah, you will. It's just two more inputs into the overall thing, and the spreadsheet automatically tells you, right? Now, y'all, this is kind of a beta version of the spreadsheet. I want y'all to test it and make sure that this thing, is good and does what it does. But we will go through this today. We'll go through the calculations in our Muscadine Mafia and Hello Ladies game.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. We'll be doing that shortly after the thing where we actually do my allocation. So I thought I'd save that for our Muscadine Mafia people. Okay. So let's look at everything. Let's go over here. And I mean, as you can see, TMF now, here's what we're doing, is below its 10-month moving average. Here's the 10-month moving average and it's below. Well, how does it look on the EMA SMA? So let's go here. Let's go to recent. Let's go to TMF. And we'll have to kind of look in on this a little bit. And as you can see, the 10-week is below the 20-week. So TMF is actually, both signals are headed down. And that's what hurt us this month, is that we've lost $594 on TMF, even though we've made $253 on this. But we've made, okay, P&L open on our bill is nothing. Now you're sitting there going, wait a minute, Bobby, TQQs are up today, $1.41. It was down big yesterday. Why am I down $1.90 and 127 overall? Hal knows the answer. Hal, what's the answer?
Bill paid a dividend.
Bill paid a dividend. And when it pays a dividend, the price of your stock falls. So that's why we're showing a loss for today. But it's not really a loss. It will come back up on about the 6th or 7th when we actually receive the dividend. Okay. So what we've got to do today is go to our clean chart, and we've got to do our big green monsters, because our big green monsters are really cool. So let's get rid of this. Let's remove the drawing, and let's now go in and put in, if I can remember to do this. I only do this 12 times a year, y'all, so I ain't too good at it. So let's go to the bottom of the top, and let's go here and activate this thing. And no, I don't want to activate it. I want to edit. Here we go. So let's go to the begin point. So while you're on this, you got to be on this to see the high and the low for that. So the high is a nice 59.25. I almost hit it. Look at this, 59.25. Now, y'all that are first tuning into this is going to be like voodoo to you, but we don't know how it works. But a young man by the name of Blake Young showed us this, and our lives have forever been changed because it really, really works really, really good. I don't know how. The low is 57.24. We went trick-or-treating last night on Nick Saban's birthday, and got a lot of candy. And of course, I have to inspect the candy and told the kids, let me look at it all. And then I take the Tootsie Rolls, which I love. And by the way, have y'all noticed Tootsie Rolls at Halloween have like 18 different sizes of Tootsie Rolls? There's little ones, there's big ones, there's square ones, there's round ones, there's huge ones. I mean, they just got, there's mini ones. They got, I'm like, how are they doing so many different? Do one size of a Tootsie Roll and be done with it. It's just confusing to me. I just don't understand how they do that. All right, now what do we do? That's a good question. Now we go get this other little thing. Let's pull this down. And darn, that didn't work, did it? Now we go get this other little feature. We get this little thing, and we take it from the 50 line to this, to the middle of that. So I can get a little closer. And then we go up to the 0 line. Isn't that right? Matt Jolly Wally here, he knows. Then we activate this, and we take the 100, the 0 line, up to the 200 line. Get right on there. Right there. And then we pull this little 100 line down to the beginning of that pink line there, or see it right there, the pink, I'm right on it, right, the red line. Gosh, my hands are so, not right there. So then we hit the escape key, and then we need to delete this little thing here. We're gonna remove that, and we're gonna come over here, and then we're gonna edit properties, and we call this October for November. We're using actual price movement in October to forecast zones for November. And then we set all colors to green, because we like the color of green, baby. It is the color of cash. So then we go back to the volume profilia, and we go, wow, 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 waka, waka, waka. And for some reason, this thing knows how to, these areas where this thing plays around in is always highlighted here. So let's see what we're doing today. Here's point of control. We know that's a magnet. And we know that these things are magnets. So we see some gravitational pull to the upside here, but we are fairly priced, y'all. And the 57.17 would be a target as well. So we're fairly priced, even though there may be a little bit of upside pressure to hit this level here or to test these levels here, because volume likes to go where volume likes to go. So let's go back to the clean chart. And why don't we do, unbelievable, let's do the NQ, baby. All right, so let's move this back, and let's get rid of this and see what we can do with NQ. So remove that drawing. So now we want to go and get this thing, the Fibonacci retracements, and we want to go from the bottom to the top. So bottom to the top, and then we're going to edit properties, move this down, and we want to see it when we're on this thing. The high is 2760.25, 2760.25, 2760.25, 16.25, and the low while I'm on that is 19,818. 19,818. Let's see what this looks like. 19,818. We draw the big green monster. Hit OK. Then we got to pull out the Fibonacci extension. And so the extension, let me get my hand. Come here, hand. I'll pull that down some. So then we'll go back and get the extension, and we'll draw it from the 50 line, 50 to the middle of that line, and then up to the 100 line, or the 0. It's about right there. And we activate this thing. I know some of y'all are sitting there going, I am not watching this foolish crap, but I'm telling you, this thing works. We don't know how it works. We don't know why it works. Blake Young has never been explained how he come up with this voodoo stuff, but this is some real voodoo stuff, y'all. So put that right there. Come on, dang it. Dagnabbit. And let's pull this over here, the 100 line, to the start of that red line. About there. Exit. And let's get rid of this thing. Let's see, remove drawing. And then we go edit. And we're going to make this thing October for November. Oct for Nov. And we're going to make it green, baby. Green, green, green. Now, if you were to ask Blake Young, hey, this guy's drawing the big green monster, he would go, what? What is a big green monster? He does not call it that. That's what I call it. That's what y'all call it. So it is a big green monster, baby. So let's go back to volume profile. And let's go to our NQ and see if we can make heads or tails of impending. Look at this, y'all. Isn't that amazing? I mean, you sit there and go, I drew that, and you go, how in the world did we draw that, and what does it mean? Why does it congregate? Or look at this. I mean, how does it do that? I have no idea. I told you I don't understand it. But here we are. So we are in this fact Now, there's gravitational pull toward the point of control where the most volume is traded over the last 10 days, and it loves to check out these little areas. But the problem is we are what we would call overbought for the fair value zone below. It is would love to hit 19,893. I can tell it just wants to go there. All right. This looks kind of bearish for me. So it wouldn't surprise us if we get another bearish move going into the 19,893. But of course, I cover my ankles. If we're not going down, baby, we're going up. Where we're going, well, it likes here and it likes here. All right. Now let's look at our linear regression. Y'all didn't know I do French sometimes. All right, so let's do linear regression. Linear regression is amazing. So I think we can now say we have boxed out of this. It has decided that downward is the move. Would not surprise me based on the big green monster and what we're seeing here for a continuation of the down move to happen into and post-election. Would not surprise me at all. Now, the market loves certainty. It hates uncertainty. The longer that we don't know who the next president of the United States is, the worse it could be. Are you hedged, ladies and gentlemen? I would encourage all of you to be hedged, certainly. Okay. So we know this. So let's see how we did our first month with our little plan. It wasn't that good, but we need to record our net lick. So on 10-1, we were 75.3, 83.48. And on 11-1, now remember, we had that big pullback yesterday. So that hurt us a lot because we were up like 8%. With this strategy, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to have big moves and swings in your P&L. You got to be ready for it, or you don't need to trade this. This is not for everybody. This is fun money. This little money right here is some money that I've gotten in a couple of my IRAs. Right, I got a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA, so it's not money that I'm depending on. It's not going to make a difference in my children's inheritance. They're going to be fine. But this is just some fun money that I'm willing to play with it. So we've got 75,383. Let's see what we are today. 75,383. We are 557,948. No, that's not all of those. This is just this one. So we're at 75,387. So we're down a little bit. 75,300.87. All right. So we're down 0.11%. But remember, that's not too bad because we only had 1/6 of our account in here. Okay, so that's where we're standing. Everything looks good. And now let's go into Muscadine Mafia and look at the calculator and let's see how many shares I can buy and sell of all of our stuff here. So this is cool. So now the only thing different in your calculator, let me just show you this, is we added two different things here. What the crap is this? Why is there a Why did I post that there? Hold on a second. Let me check that out. Huh. Anyway, that one shouldn't have been there. But you got to answer whether TMF is above its 10-month SMA and whether the 10 is above the weekly or not. Okay. So everything in yellow is what you got to input. So there's not a lot. So we will do that in Muscadine Mafia, and I will see y'all over there and see everybody else on Monday.